someday I hope that Hollywood shows up and they want to do a little train video or train movie or just the other one that was shot here on the narrow gauge was the Three Godfathers with John Wayne.
Yeah.
That was shot between here and Lone Pine, and on the old original right-of-way here. So that was a lot of fun. Well, I'm Dave Mull. I'm the president of the Carson and Colorado Railway, and I've been the president for about 20 years or so now. This little organization was founded by a guy named Myron Alexander, and when he passed away, I became the president. We have a group of about 20, 25 that show up on a regular basis to work on the engine. You've got to want to get dirty, and you've got to have the passion. You really have to look at that and go, I want to watch it run, or I want to run it. And it's been a labor of love, no doubt. We've worked on it now for 15 or 20 years, making sure she'll run and she'll run safely. You know, we have another, I think, 10 years on the locomotive to do whatever we can with it and try to, and then it's going to be back to a total rebuild again every 15 years.
And the total rebuild, what does that all entail?
Well, that'll mean that the tubes have to come out again and start from the boiler thickness will have to be checked. All of the appliances will have to be disassembled, cleaned. Be basically what we did in the park. Probably the drivers will have to come out at that point.
Wow.
So, you know, it can be done there for sure. It's nice inside, but that's part of the joy of owning a steam locomotive.
Yeah.
In order to keep it in top running order, the FRA requires that these things happen. So, that's always a big problem with these things, is it takes a tremendous amount of money and time to keep them running for more than just a day. So we're doing what we can with what we got to work with. It's always been our goal is to kind of an ambassador to Inyo County. You know, we could move this thing around and show people that you can rebuild a locomotive that sat in the park for 62 years and rebuild it safely. You know, long-term goal is to just preserve this and demonstrate it. Of course, like any other project, it takes a lot of money to do this. Insurance alone for this per year is about $16,000. You know, if you had $1 million donation, that would keep it going for a while, but
even $1 million runs out at some point.
It does, exactly.
Carson, Colorado is a completely volunteer run.
Yes, exactly. 501c3, so it's a nonprofit organization, and we have been for years. And that, so you know, donations to us are tax deductible. So we'll take nickels, dimes, and quarters. We're anything that you know people can afford to give. So the way we were able to restore this was with private donations. There was no government money put into the restoration of the locomotive. $187,000 that was all raised by private donations, and by having events in the park, having events in town there, and
so it's
a dream. You know, people had the dream, the same dream that we have. It does take quite amount of money to make it run. We're going to have some fundraisers this year. We're going to do a little, we have about 1,500 foot of track there now in the Independence engine house there next to the museum, and we've got a couple of switches set up there. We're going to run that with somehow to haul people. We hope it's not going to be a passenger car because we don't have that on site yet, but someday we will. But we'll run that, probably have a barbecue and a band at the same time, and see if we can raise enough money to keep her going for another year. It'll be run a couple, 3 or 4 times probably this year. Hopefully this event will bring us some money, because that's the only way we can keep this thing going. We have a good group of volunteers, and I really appreciate the ones that donate, and I really appreciate the ones that come and volunteer, because it's truly a labor of love. You know, we can supply you with a burger, and after 5 o'clock we'll even supply you with a beer, but it takes a lot of money to keep it running. It takes a lot of time. The engine is traveling at times. We were just discussing with the Sumner Valley Railroad just today. I got an email from them. They are interested in us possibly coming up there for their 50th anniversary. People just absolutely love to see pictures of steam locomotives running. Everybody wants to see the smoke, you know.
It's kind of like, I want to see the steam. I really like more the white clouds and
Well,
the dark
exactly, and
clouds. But
that usually only happens on a cold day too, you know.
Where's Sumter?
Sumner is basically out by Baker City in Oregon, so it's on the east side of Oregon, and that's a narrow gauge railroad. And for a while, the Nevada, California, Oregon line was going to join up with them, as well as they were going to join up possibly with the Carson Colorado or the Southern Pacific at that time. But so we have a connection, not a real ironclad. There's not a lot of places in America to run 3-footers.
What would be a blue sky dream for the Carson Colorado?
Well, it'd be nice to have a spot where we could run it. I mean, it needs to be in Independence or very near Independence. Originally, our idea was to put a shop down here, but anybody that lives in a remote area like this knows. So that was the reason we decided to build it on museum grounds. It's just the museum curator has told us that the locomotive is the second biggest draw to their museum. Right below the coyote teeth that are in there. Ultimately, one of my dreams, and I think it was shared by the group, was that we had Hollywood in mind for coming out here and putting a replica station up, running the locomotive on our 3/4 miles of track, and you know, here we go. We got the money to keep the locomotive running. Never happened, but that doesn't mean it won't happen. But
it's kind of like, who knows? Maybe we just need to ask Hollywood.
Yeah, exactly. Watch the video, and that was always my dream, was that we could have Hollywood put us a little railroad station here. The picture of this station in a couple of movies, I've seen it. I want to say they were Hopalong Cassidy's, but it could have been another one. But there was actually some shots of number 9 and I think even 18 coming by the station with a stagecoach pulling up on the dirt road right here. You know.
I mean, it's a picturesque location.
Well, if you look that way, you have you know, relatively.
I mean,
dirt
all
road.
These colors in the mountains. It's pretty.
And you see.
And
Winneduma. Yeah, pretty cool.
Thank you, Dave. It was really my pleasure to talk to you here. And I sure hope that the viewers will be bountiful, and hopefully we can get our channel going so that it too may become a constant source of income. So please subscribe, please share.
Yeah, you've done an awesome job on those videos. I just watched one before I left work today. You've done a great job on that, and I appreciate all you've done too. Really, that's what it takes. It takes us all working together to make this go.